Hi everybody, Jason Felgerber back here again with another Camp in Touch help video. Today we are going to focus on one of our required forms for the summer, our transportation form. You can see here we are on our Camp in Touch dashboard, and we are going to go into forms and documents after we log in and head down to transportation and click on that. And so I'm going to cover everything about the travel form, which you see here. This travel form is the way that you tell us how your son is traveling to camp, traveling home from camp, and how his baggage is getting back and forth. And it is a really great way for us to keep track of all the logistics, for you to tell us any special baggage issues that you have and any specifications, and we will get into all of that in just a little bit. When you open your travel form, normally what you'll see is just the session on the left that you signed up for your camper. I created this fake camper, Camperfeldy, for these training purposes, and I enrolled in for every session, so that's why you see so many sessions down the side. But normally you will just see the session that your son is enrolled in. Then you will see two columns here, to camp and from camp. Obviously, to camp is how your son is getting to camp from home, and from camp is how he will be going back home from camp. And you'll need to fill out the transportation and baggage information for both sessions. That's really important. So as you can see, you have three options here. For travel purposes, you have the bus option. So this is the option that you'll select if and only if your son is taking our bus transportation to or from the Chicagoland area. So this doesn't include the flyers. For the flyers, we provide all the transportation from the airports to camp and from camp back to the airports, but that will be covered under the air section. So you'll select Chicago bus only if your son is taking that bus from Staples and Highland Park on the first day of his session. So you'll see all of that information right here. You'll select the car option if you are driving your son to camp or picking him up from camp at the end of the summer. This section asks for a little bit more detail, and it's important that you pay attention to it and fill it out accurately. So if maybe a relative or a guardian will be driving your son to camp, you'll make sure you'll put the driver's name here, the arrival time, and make sure you get the date correct, because it might seem obvious, yeah, I'm going to drop my son off on the first day of the first session. But for example, if you're coming up to father-son camp, your son will be arriving 4 days earlier than everyone else. So you'll make sure to put June 14th in here rather than June 18th. But most of the time it'll just be the first day of your son's session. Finally, you'll select the air option if your son is flying to or from camp. As I said before, we will provide all of the transportation from the airports and to the airports for your kids. So you will not have to worry about filling that part of the form out right now. So you won't have to pick bus or car or do anything else. You'll just have to tell us what flight he's on. So what you'll do is you'll scroll down here and you will fill in all of the flight information that you have for your son, the confirmation number if you have it, and if there is a connecting flight. So for example, if your son is flying into our local airport in Rhinelander, there usually is a connecting flight. So you'll click add connection, and that way you could tell us about both flights. So we'll be able to track him all the way through. There's an option for unaccompanied minor, and anyone that is traveling by plane that has any questions about this, please give us a call or shoot us an email, and we will coordinate all of that with you. So let's actually fill out this form so you can see how it'll work. And let's assume that we're going first session and that we'll be traveling on the bus. So we go up to first session here, we click bus, and we will just click select. It is that easy. And then what will happen is it'll ask you to assign baggage. So this is how you tell us how your son's bags are coming to camp. So we're going to go ahead and click assign baggage. And there's a couple options that you have for baggage. The first thing to note is that we do not allow any duffel bags, any of the big bags, to travel on the bus with the campers to and from the Chicagoland area. You have a few options. You can use our baggage company, Camp Laundry and Baggage, where they'll pick the bags up from your house and they will drop them off at camp, and vice versa at the end of the summer. You can also ship them via UPS or FedEx. So what you'll do is you will come down to number of bags, you will select how many bags you will be sending up. Our max per camper is 2 big duffel bags, and then you'll see bag 1 and bag 2 show up. And you're thinking, why do I have to sign each bag? They're most likely going together. Well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes, for example, if you're a flyer, you might want to ship 1 bag home and take 1 bag on the plane. And so you'll assign each of the baggage options for your son. So for the first one, let's say it's going camp laundry and baggage, you'll select that. And for the second one, if it's doing the same, you'll do that. But if your son is flying, you'll be able to open this up. And since we picked bus, we don't have that option. But if he is flying, you'll be able to choose the bags going on the plane with him. And you'll also be able to choose any of the other options. So let's say one of the bags you want to go FedEx or UPS, and you want just the toiletries. You'll let us know that way, so when we're packing your son up at the end of the summer, we will be able to see that that's how you want your bags packed. So once you fill out those 2 options, you will click Save, and then you'll be done for that part of the session. You'll do the exact same thing traveling home, and then you will scroll down and you will click Submit down here. So I know there's a lot of information to take in, but it's a pretty straightforward form. You pick your transportation option, you pick how your bags will be getting to camp, and we will send you all of this information with the dates and how you sign up for the baggage options and when we want your bags to be there in a bunch of different emails. But this is just kind of how we want to get you to fill out the form so we can track everyone. So once you've finished, you're done. Thanks for watching, and please pay attention to all of the other Camp in Touch help videos, especially the ones about health forms, which will be coming soon.